Hey everyone, welcome to this explainer. Look, if you're gearing up for business school, you already know the deal. The entrance exam is the very first, and let's be honest, often the most intimidating hurdle you've got to clear. But don't worry, because today we are going to completely decode the entire 2026 to 2027 MBA exam landscape. We're going to break down every single detail, the dates, the fees, the exam patterns, and the target colleges, so you can strategize your path to a top B school with absolute confidence. All right, let's get started. Okay, let's dive into this. Here is our roadmap for today. We'll start by mapping out the overall MBA exam landscape, and then we'll tackle the absolute heavyweights, CAT and XAT. Next up, we'll explore the top private institute exams, followed by the national and regional gateways. And finally, we'll bring it all together with the admission playbook. Now, before we even jump into the numbers, let me address a question that honestly haunts almost every single aspirant. Can you actually reach a top B school without taking the CAT? Well, the answer is a resounding yes. If the Indian Institutes of Management, the IIMs, aren't your primary target, exams like XAT, NMAT, and SNAP serve as powerful, completely independent gateways to highly prestigious institutions like XLRI, NMIMS, and Symbiosis. So you've got some really excellent alternative options out there. All right, Section 1, the MBA exam landscape. Every single year, India conducts over 50 different MBA entrance exams. I know, that is a massive amount of acronyms to keep track of. But it turns out they generally fall into 3 distinct levels to help you target your efforts. First, you have your national level exams like CAT, CMAT, and MAT, which open doors to the IIMs and other leading B schools nationwide. Second, you've got state-level exams that target regional institutes, think Maharashtra's MBA or Tamil Nadu's TANCET. And third, university or college-level exams like XAT, SNAP, or MICAT, which are specific to individual private institute networks. Understanding these 3 tiers is literally the key to building your strategy. Moving right along to Section 2, the heavyweights, CAT and XAT. Okay, this is where your course strategy really begins. Let's look at CAT 2026 first. For this one, you're going to face 68 questions squeezed into 120 minutes. It's tentatively set for November 29th, 2026, with the registration fee of 2,600 rupees. This is your primary route to all 21 IIMs, plus top-tier spots like Delhi's FMS and MDI. You can get registered over at iimcat.ac.in. Now contrast that heavyweight with XAT 2027. Notice how XAT gives you a full 180 minutes, but you've got to tackle a hefty 95 questions. Scheduled for January 3rd, 2027, with a slightly lower fee of 2,200 rupees, this is your golden ticket to XLRI, XIMB, and TAPMI. You can find all that info on the XAT online website. So why is CAT so universally prioritized by students? Well, it's all about volume. Every single year, over 3 lakh, that's more than 300,000 aspirants register for CAT alone. To put that into perspective, that's like the entire population of a small city competing for just a few thousand seats. It is incredibly competitive, for sure. Structurally, though, there is a really fascinating difference between the two. CAT is strictly divided into 3 sections: verbal, logical reasoning, and quant, and it's accepted by over 1,300 colleges. XAT, on the other hand, which is accepted by over 800 colleges, throws a bit of a curveball. It features a general knowledge component and a highly unique decision-making section. This specific section tests your ethical and business judgment, and let me tell you, it is famously a stumbling block for aspirants who don't prepare specifically for it. Section 3, Top Private Institute Exams. Now we're getting into the highly sought-after university-specific gateways. I'm going to walk you through these quickly because there's a lot of great info here. Starting with NMAT 2026, you're looking at 108 questions in 120 minutes. It uniquely offers a 45-day testing window between November and December 2026. For a fee of 2,800 rupees, you secure a shot at NMATs and XIMB via the NMAT site. Now, if speed is your strength, check out SNAP 2026. It's exactly 60 questions in 60 minutes, held in December for 2,250 rupees, targeting symbiosis institutes like SIBM and SEMHRD through snaptest.org. Then there's MICAT 2027, boasting a massive 234 questions in 165 minutes across 2 phases, December 2026 and February 2027. It costs 2,100 rupees and is the sole gateway for MICA over at mica.ac.in.
Finally, IBSAT 2026 offers 140 questions in 120 minutes this December. For just 1,800 rupees, you can apply to ICBI campuses via admissions.ibsindia.org. And this brilliantly illustrates the vast difference in testing styles you'll encounter. MICAT is an absolute grueling marathon of 234 questions, complete with psychometric and descriptive tests. Honestly, your brain is going to be fully drained. Compare that to SNAP, which is a pure sprint, a rapid-fire 60 questions in exactly 60 minutes, with zero score normalization to hide behind. The absolute crucial takeaway here is choosing an exam that fits your personal testing style. For instance, NMAT really stands out because it utilizes an adaptive test format. That means the difficulty actually adjusts in real time based on your previous answers. Plus, NMAT allows candidates up to 3 attempts to hit that crucial 209 cutoff score out of a possible 360, which you need for NMIMS. It is arguably one of the most student-friendly formats available today. All right, on to Section 4, National and Regional Gateways. Let's unpack these wider networks, which offer massive reach. Starting with CMAT 2027, you get a very generous 180 minutes for 100 questions. It takes place in January 2027 for a 2,500 rupee fee, and it's accepted by top institutes like Great Lakes and GYM via cmat.nta.nic.in. Shifting gears to the state level, the MHM MBA CET 2026 demands intense speed. We're talking 200 questions in 150 minutes across April and May. The 1,500 rupee fee targets top Maharashtra schools like JBMS and Simsri through cetcell.mahaset.org. Now, on the global stage, the GMAT requires 64 questions in 135 minutes, and, amazingly, it can be booked on demand anytime. It carries a unique fee of $275 and is totally essential for executive IM programs and ISB via the main GMAT site. Finally, XGMT 2027 gives you 90 questions in 120 minutes this January for 1,800 rupees, aimed specifically at XM University at xm.edu.in. Let's take a slightly closer look at CMAT for a second. What makes it so unique is its perfectly balanced structure. The 100 questions are split totally evenly across 5 distinct sections, 20 questions each. But you really need to pay special attention to that 5th section, innovation and entrepreneurship. It's a highly specific topic you just won't find on most other tests, so it requires some very dedicated preparation if CMAT is on your radar. To round out our massive data tour, let's look at these highly accessible gateways. MAT 2027 asks 150 questions in 120 minutes this March. At 2,200 rupees, it covers schools like IMT and BEMTech via mat.aima.in. For regional dominance, TANCET 2027 is the prime gateway for Tamil Nadu. It features 100 questions in 120 minutes in March, and guys, it offers an incredibly affordable fee of just 1,000 rupees for access to Anna University and others via tancet.annauniv.edu. Lastly, CUET PG 2027 has 75 questions over 105 minutes in that March to April window. For 1,200 rupees, you can aim for major central universities like BHU, JNU, and IGNU via nta.acin. Which brings us to our final section, Section 5, the Admission Playbook. Getting the basics right is your very first step to admission, and the process is universally pretty similar across the board. Step 1, always use the official website to create your account. Step 2, accurately fill out your form and upload your photos and signatures. Step 3, lock in your preferred exam centers early so you aren't traveling for hours on test day. Step 4, pay the registration fee, usually via net banking, card, or UPI. And finally, Step 5, thoroughly verify and submit your application. It sounds so simple, but trust me, a minor mistake here can literally derail your entire season. Let's step back and look at how this builds your larger journey. Taking the exam between November and April is truly just step 1. After the results, B schools will release their cutoffs and shortlist candidates based not just on scores, but on your academic background and diversity. That leads directly to Step 3, conquering the WAT PI rounds. That's the written ability test and personal interview. Only after you absolutely ace those will the merit lists be declared, leading to that final sweet step of accepting your admission letter and paying your fees. So, we have mapped out the entire landscape. We've gone through the grueling marathons, the rapid-fire sprints, and literally every registration fee, date, and pattern in between. With over 50 gateways to your MBA, you obviously don't need to take them all, but you do need a solid strategy. Look back at the data we covered today, align it with your target colleges, and ask yourself,
Which ones will you choose to conquer in 2026? Thanks so much for joining me on this explainer, and best of luck on your journey to B School.